everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Half Brothers, kind of like Step Brothers, but not with Will Ferrell and what's his name in it. Anyway, so this movie is about two brothers that didn't know that they had each other. One's Mexican, one's American, and their father, they have the same father, evidently. Truth be told, I normally don't watch trailers, unless it's a DC superhero trailer, of course, or Star Wars or something like that. But for most of the movies that I do reviews on, I don't watch the trailer. For some reason I watched this one. And the father leaves his Mexican son, and he grows up to be very successful and very rich and stuff like that, but he never sees him again. And evidently he goes off and has another son around the same time, and they find out about each other later on in life, older, when they're adults and successful, or at least the one guy is. And they have to take a road trip to trace their father's steps from either Mexico to the United States or vice versa. I don't know that much, but it's how they get together, they meet each other, they're like polar opposites, and it's supposed to be hopefully funny. That's the idea, right? So I don't know any of the actors in it, so comedy drama. Maybe everybody else knows these actors, but I do not know their names. I don't recognize anybody. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's an hour and 36 minutes long on IMDb. So far, 515 people have only rated it, and it's a 5.7. So I'm going to get into it, give you a better idea what it's about, ultimately let you know what I think. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Half Brothers. No check-in, not needed. It's exactly what they said it was. They show a kid growing up with his father in Mexico, loving father and son, all that kind of stuff, and then the peso drops, and so the father has to leave Mexico to go to the United States to earn some money, but he plans on coming back. Kid's I think he's 9 years old, 1994. Father never comes back, right? So here we are, present day. He gets a phone call, your father's dying, and come say goodbye to him. It'd really mean a lot. He ends up going, and then he meets his half-brother. So a brother that the father had when he went to the United States, okay? And so he, and they set it up in this way that he sets up like a scavenger hunt for the two of them to travel back and for them to learn what had happened to the father these 25 years or however many years it's been since he's seen his 9-year-old son. And so that creates a road trip for the two of them, which is supposed to be filled with laugh and touching moments and stuff like that. Now, I didn't laugh out loud. Not that, there's some attempts at humor, but it didn't tickle me, and it wasn't awful, but it just didn't make me laugh. But that's okay. And they did, and just like you can imagine, of course, the two brothers don't like each other at first, or at least one doesn't like the other, whatever. And, the whole trip is about creating the bond between the two of them. And it has its rises and its falls, and maybe its rises, you know what I mean? Like, it's a typical long-lost brother type movie. So good. But I would applaud their effort. I thought they did a good job of trying to make it touching. Like, they put enough in the development of it to make it, make the points throughout the movie that make you, like, that was nice, or I see what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's the first word that comes to mind. Touching moments. Father and sons, in a sense. But the hard part for me is, and they tell you the whole story, and they button it all up for you to see what happened after he left Mexico. Why did he have this other son? And, whatever. The subplot, not very meaningful, I don't think, but the Mexican son is getting married in 5 days before this road trip. So he's got to get back in time to get married. That doesn't really play a big part, but it gives you a sense of urgency on the road trip. And that's it, really. And that he has no friends. So he has no friends going to the wedding. And probably because his father left him, right? So anyway, all these great touching moments, attempt at humor throughout the entire thing, but I had the hard time of getting over what the father did. Yeah, they explain it all to you and they make you, understand what had happened. But of course it's like, well, why not this? Well, then why didn't you do this? Or blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So the touching moments got lost on me. I thought they were great. I thought, what they did, if I would have been more vested in the father-son relationship and kind of truly believed, in what was going on, might have impacted me a little bit more. I mean, it helps me not, be that kind of guy for my son, but otherwise, that's hard. And I get it, it's hard for them. How do you have a father leave for 25 years, have another son who's almost the same age, a little bit younger, and never come back to his son and make it okay for the audience? Make the audience go, oh, okay. No. Anyway, so that's the piece. I think that needed a little bit of work so that you can have empathy, compassion, for the father and understand what had happened and be okay with it. That would have made this movie a little bit better. But the rest of it's there. I mean, the comedy, not for me. There was comedic parts, but they did enough with the breadcrumbs of the father-son stuff to set it up for more nice moments that make you go, that would have been really nice if I cared for that father. That's what I got for you. I think it's worth a watch. It's not, nothing, it's not awful, but it's worth a watch. So check it out. I don't want to ramble on any further. I think I've given you enough information to be dangerous. And just let me know if you laugh. Drop me some comments. Love to hear from you, of course. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. But that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.